Hmm. Dr. Richmond, you'll have to turn on your mic. That's the first time I'll tell you this.
I hadn't even.
At least that's what she self-proclaimed to be.
That's right.
So we'll start all over again. That
There
never
we go.
happened. Rewind.
I do that all the time.
What is it?
I don't know.
What is today anyway?
Oh, she turned on the camera. There you go.
All right, we'll try this again. Morning, welcome to the first day of the Arkansas State Board of Pharmacy meeting. Today is June 3rd, 2025, and the time is 9:02 a.m. Before we get started, I'd like to do roll call to establish a quorum. Dr. Beth Ann Davenport. Mr. Harold Simpson. Here. Dr. Lynn Fouché. Here. Dr. Clint Boone.
Here.
Dr. Lenora Newsom.
Here.
Dr. Brian Jolly. Here. Dr. Debbie Mack.
Here.
And myself, Rodney Richmond. I'd also like to acknowledge the board staff, Dr. Kirtley, Dr. Brenda McCready, Miss Ashley Vales. We also, and Ms. Lana Whitmore. We also have some guests with us today. They are interns from the Harding University College of Pharmacy. And it looks like we have an APPE student. Could you introduce yourself? Okay, and you're from UAMS? Are you here with Dr. Jolly? Okay, good. All right, we have a quorum. I guess first order of business, we'd like to review the financials. So Ms. Whitmore?
Got to turn your mic.
Jennifer's probably talking about me, but so good morning. It's good to see everyone. I do have your financial report for your review. This is as of May 31st. Our fund balance is $2,337,797. Running about like we have been the last couple of meetings. We are continuing work on our database right now. We're moving forward to the pharmacist renewals and the CE interface with NABP and some other things. So we're still going good with that. One thing I didn't put on the tablet, but I have here to pass out is the annual meetings for the next fiscal year. And I haven't gotten an update from the Arkansas Department of Health regarding our out-of-state travel moratorium, but they said we would revisit that for FY26, and that's about to be here. So I'm sure I'll be hearing from them soon, but I just wanted you guys to have the meeting dates and just keep that so you'll have some information in case they do lift that. So that's what I have.
All right, any discussion or comments, questions about the financials? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the financial report as presented?
So moved.
Dr. Newsom, is there a second? Second. Second, we have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The ayes carry it. Do we also have a presentation of the minutes?
Yes, and the only one we have this time is from the February 10th and 11th board meeting. And
Okay.
that is, I believe that's the first thing on the tablet.
Does anyone want to take a moment to review the minutes, or have you done so already? Hearing no objection, is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented? Motion to approve. Okay, is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Dr. Fouché and a second by Dr. Newsom. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the ayes carry it.
Thank you.
All right. So Dr. Kirtley,
I have
think
a
it's
couple of
rest-
things that'll burn a few minutes before we start our first reciprocity. Just as a quick overview, as most of you are aware, we did have several pieces of legislation that passed during session. It's something that we are getting lots of questions on how we're going to handle them. The very short answer to that is we right now aren't publicly discussing how we are planning to go forward with the different acts that have happened. We're waiting on a couple things. Number one would be We wait on BLR prepares a report every year of all the different acts that have been passed, which specific agencies they do or do not affect, and what type of potential rulemaking requirements or anything there would be on that. So right now, even for my presentation next week at APA, I'm highlighting what the acts are and what the acts say as far as future plans on how we plan to enact them or proceed with them. We're waiting for further guidance on that. You guys have any questions? I can print off any of them for you, but I mean, we've got, 4 to 6 things that we will have to deal with, but that's really all we know for now, other than anything that's explicitly in the act. You guys have any questions on that?
Just to clarify, you can't discuss
Can't discuss it.
right now. Okay.
Yep. Other than what the acts say. And I've got a list of people that want to talk to us about it, and I've told most of them, well, as soon as I have the ability to discuss this with you, I will be more than happy to discuss this with you, but until that time, we're, stuck making plans in our brains, and that's about it.
Do we have any idea what that timeline is?
We're really waiting on that initial report. The initial report, and every biennium we get this, it's, I know what specific acts specifically may say you have to do rulemaking or you don't, but most agencies are waiting on BLR basically to send their overall report. We've had in the past, we've had some that did not require rulemaking or specifically said the board could do written guidance, and then somehow it would get marked that it looked like it would require a regulatory or rule adoption. And then in some of those, there's a process that we have to go through to say, actually, we don't believe it should require it because of this or that. Or if there's one that for some reason gets missed that does require rulemaking, we would ask to add it on. I imagine it'll be in the next month or so because all the acts are supposed to become effective August 5th. So. What I got?
Okay. Reciprocity up next.
We're scheduled for them at 9:15. If you want, we could go ahead and have consideration. Do we have our spreadsheet? Oh, we can grab our spreadsheet of potential orders for the board and probably get through that real quick. I can see people loading right now for reciprocity. So in case we're missing any, that'll help us. Tablet just kicked me out, but I'll be right back. Yeah.
You're my sister.
And we do have a pretty good sized group for reciprocity.
I just swapped it twice. I really messed up.
Mark it.
First one?
Is it
Right, thank you.
very, it's easy. It's the very last
Yeah.
one. Okay. So you'll see an overview of the different orders that we have, many of which are non-disciplinary, some of which were consent agreements, consent orders, probation consent orders. We have one probation consent order that I have just heard. I think I'm going to get back today, which we will revisit later. If we get it, we don't have to have an emergency hearing on it. The very last thing on your page, we would not consider for a vote because it had a response that the board would want to review before considering it.
Which one are you?
The very last one.
Emotions made would not apply to the last item listed.
That would be staff suggestion.
Do we identify it by name when we pass the?
I'll pass it down. We weren't going to identify it by name, probably by
The one
case number.
referring to the compounding issues? Okay. So is there any discussion on this report? Any questions?
We got it.
Okay, any others? All right, so if we could, maybe we could do this. But can we do it as one motion or, and just
We
simply
usually do one motion.
and recuse on the one?
Yeah, and just show that he recused on, I've got a note that he's recusing on.
Brian
Brian's.
McGalligan. Is that right?
We'd have a motion with everything but the last one.
All right, so could we entertain a motion for this report, excluding the very last line of the report, the one related to compounding issues?
So moved. Second.
Is there a second? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And one recusal on the report related to Brian McGalliard. The motion passes.
That gets us to 9:11. That's just a couple of minutes early. If we want to start our reciprocity, folks, let me see how many people I've got with us now. I'm up to about 20. There may take just a couple more minutes for the last couple of folks to get cleared through our waiting room. I don't see anybody else in the waiting room. I know Ms. Bergen is maintaining that for us. A couple other updates I can give you guys real quick. Yesterday, Dr. Newsom and I were able to head up to Harding along with Al Carter from NABP and speak to the first year class there, as well as your interns that are pre-pharmacy interns. Had a good time and I think a good chance to catch up and talk to some of the future white coats of our profession, which was a lot of fun. Recently, got back from the NABP meeting where Lenore gave her final speeches as the outgoing chairperson. Dr. Newsom, you have anything to add about that?
It was a great experience. Yeah, being part of NABP Executive Committee and then being an officer over the last 7 to 8 years, it's been a great honor to me. So I want to thank this board for your support. Thank you.
And I would bet money that Lenore would share her presentation she did. And I loved how she tied one of her favorite things in life, flowers, into the seasons of life and our profession, both at NABP and yesterday at Harding.
Well, you very thoughtfully and professionally represented Arkansas. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Are you going to rerun again next year?
Don't think so.
One and done.
Yes.
All right.
That's Debbie's turn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You guys ready?
90+ days of travel.
Yeah. It's a lot. You guys ready for reciprocity? So for all our reciprocity folks, I'll turn on my camera so you can see me on screen. Although it will probably be on a secondary screen. For everybody that is in our first group, the way that we will do this, we will call you up in alphabetical order. I will do my best to pronounce your name, and when I butcher it, by all means, I'll probably ask you to correct it for me or feel free to correct it. I hope you don't take any offense, but some of these names are a little bit hard for a guy from South Arkansas to pronounce at times. When you come up, stick around until the end of your group. We've got 20 or 25 of you in each group, but the board's going to want to know the following 4 things: who you are, where you are from, where you went to school, and why you're getting a permit or a license in the state of Arkansas. The board members have your questions for reciprocity here on their tablets. I may have some fun questions for you, similar to when you came to take the jurisprudence exam. The board members may also have some questions for you. So with that, we will start off with Salma. Is it Abdul Ghani?
Yes, it is. Good morning.
Morning. Let's go.
All right, my name is Salma Abdulghani. I am from Dallas, Texas. I work for Alto Pharmacy, which is a retail pharmacy, but specializing in fertility medication. My site actually already has an Arkansas permit. However, my outgoing, or I should say I'm replacing the outgoing pick. So we received an extension. I think we're pretty much at that point now where I have to get this license.
Absolutely.
I went to school at the University of Illinois in Chicago.
And Salma, on your fertility pharmacy, is it all commercial products or you guys also have compounds?
No, we do not compound. It's all commercial.
I imagine you have access to some of the limited distribution drugs for fertility.
We can pretty much get almost anything a patient needs. If not, we can partner with a compounding pharmacy and then get it made and shipped out, but we do not compound on site.
Okay. Any questions for her? All right. See, Princess Agbeze?
Abeze.
Abeze.
Yes, let me see. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Hello, my name is Princess Abeze. I currently live in Houston, Texas, but I went to school at Mercer University College of Pharmacy in Georgia. And what else did you need to know about me? I'm sorry.
Who you are, where you're from, where you went to school, and why you're getting a license with us.
Okay, so I work at a remote pharmacy, and we service a couple of hospitals in Arkansas. So I'm getting my license for that.
I think you're with the Cardinal Health, like
Yes.
off-site order entry team,
Yes, correct.
which we're well familiar with over the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Any questions for her? All right. Gretchen. You're the only Gretchen I got on here. Don't see you. I see Gretchen B on my participant list. Gretchen, if you can hear us, we're inviting you to the meeting. All right, I don't know if we're having some connectivity issues. We'll come back to you here in a little bit. Oh, there you go.
I'm so sorry about that. Apparently I had to go adjust my settings on my iPhone. Are you still ready for me to answer your questions?
Yes,
Great.
ma'am.
So I'm Gretchen Bodden-Distel. I am from Greenville, South Carolina. I went to school in Columbia at the University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy there. And I'm seeking licensure in Arkansas for our mail order pharmacy here called Manifest Pharmacy.
Hey, and what's different about Manifest Pharmacy?
We are an independently owned company, and so we actually don't really have any insurance groups that we work with, or it's primarily cash based, and we do a lot of like subscription memberships with direct primary care practices. So it's pretty unique in that regard.
So it's basically a cash only, lower cost generic mail order.
Exactly.
But you said you have memberships with primary care?
We don't specifically have memberships, but the patients that we dispense the medications to, they basically have the memberships with the direct primary care that we are partnered with. So we provide like hundreds of generic medications with 6 free shipments per calendar year, with the covered medications included on that formulary for them and with that membership.
Okay. Any questions for Gretchen? All right, Matthew Bauer.
Yes, good morning. I am in Denver, Colorado. I'm a graduate from the University of Iowa, and I work for a company called Alto Pharmacy. I believe you already heard from Salma about Alto, but yes, I'll be working at the pharmacy site here in Denver. So we also will be delivering medications into Arkansas as well. So
Yeah, and all commercial products mainly for fertility?
that is correct. Yep, same line of business here.
Any questions for him? All right, Tisha Becker.
Good morning.
Howdy.
Hi, I'm Tisha Becker. I am from Wichita, Kansas originally. I am in Albuquerque, New Mexico currently. Went to school at the University of New Mexico, and I'm getting licensure because my employer ships into Arkansas.
Okay. And who's your employer?
Pharmacare.
And you guys done with the GLP-1s, or are we going to have a issue with the board?
You would have to discuss that with the actual members of leadership at this point. I'm not currently doing any compounding at my location. We haven't been
Okay.
certified yet.
Okay. Well, and just, we may have reviewed this earlier, but when we do have an issue like that, it's the company and the PIC. So be sure if, when you're getting going, that you're having those conversations to be sure in line with all the guidelines on that.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry, where you went to University of New Mexico, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions for her? All right. Valeriana Barisha.
Hi, good morning. My name is Valeriana Barisha. I am from the Bronx, New York, and I went to school LIU Brooklyn, and I currently work for K Pharmacy. The reason I'm getting licensed is to be the backup PIC for the pharmacy.
And tell us what's different about K Pharmacy.
Basically, we service our patients who utilize like behavioral health meds, like your SSRIs, SNRIs, primary care, and men's health.
But all non-controlled commercial products, correct?
Non-controlled, exactly.
Any questions for her? All right, we've got Brian Bloom.
Hi there. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm trying to start my video. It says it's disabled. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let's see.
Says
I
a
sent a
host.
thing to see if it would start
Okay.
video. It's not. There you go.
Oh, hi. So yeah, hi, my name is Brian Bloom. I am in Phoenix, Arizona. I currently with Amazon Pharmacy. I graduated from the University of Toledo in Ohio. That's where I grew up. But yeah, I'm sorry I missed the intro. What else you need? But what other
I think
questions
we're
do you?
familiar with Amazon, but you're in the Phoenix location now.
Correct.
Any questions for him? All right.
Thank
Brett
you, guys.
Bolden.
My video is saying it's disabled by the host as well. Can you hear me though?
We can hear you if let's see, does that help?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yes, sir. My name is Brett Bolden. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, but I work here in Alabaster, Alabama, which is about 45 minutes south of Birmingham. I went to Auburn University and I work for Fresenius Medical Care. We deal in clinic as well as home dialysis patients. So I'm getting licensed in Arkansas so that we can ship to home patients in Arkansas.
And I see you've got your bright colors on so that the forklift doesn't run over you. I'm assuming you have on your steel toe shoes as well.
No, I don't have my steel toes on today, but yes,
Uh-oh.
we have recently hired out a new logistics company for shipping out, and they have turned up the sound on the forklift. So I probably don't even need this vest anymore, as loud as those things are.
Okay. Any questions for him? I think we're all pretty familiar with Fresenius. All right, Marie.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay. My name is Marie Bonney. I'm from New Jersey and went to school at Rutgers University over in Piscataway. I work at Cardinal Health. We are a nuclear pharmacy. And the reason why I'm getting licensed in Arkansas is for redundancy. We already have someone in staff that is licensed in your state, but just in case anything happens, we want to make sure we're able to service patients in Arkansas.
Okay. Any questions for Marie? All right. Renee Brugger.
Oh, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, so I'm Renee Brugger. I am from outside of am I on video?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I am from outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. I went to school at Ohio Northern University. I work for GoGo Meds Pharmacy, which is a mail order pharmacy based in Southgate, Kentucky. And I am seeking licensure so that I can be a backup PIC license.
Okay. And what's different about GoGo Meds?
We are also a cash-based pharmacy for just regular medication, but our primary work is done with affiliates that are basically the majority are men's and women's health.
Okay. Any questions for Renee? All right, Thuy, you're up next.
Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi. My name is Thuy Bui. I am from Dallas, Texas. Grew up there, and then I went to school in UIW San Antonio, Fike School of Pharmacy. I am currently at Paragon under the umbrella of Elevance Health, and we are a home health, home infusion pharmacy. So we ship medications, IV meds to patients in their home after they are discharged from the hospital. And I'm currently trying to get licensed for Arkansas so we can ship to patients in Arkansas.
Okay. Do you guys also directly employ the nursing administration group, or you just ship to home?
So we work along with them. So we don't employ them, but we coordinate home health nursing agencies with them to the patient's home. So we help them find it, and then they have the contract signed between patients and the nursing agency.
We see two different approaches. Sometimes people tell us the only way that a patient can get care is to use the same nursing staff from the pharmacy. But the more common model I see, at least in Arkansas, is it's a local nursing staffing agency that, the pharmacy contracts with.
Yes.
All
And
right,
it
any other
helps.
question?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm fine. You're fine.
It helps because patients are all over the place. So they have agencies that are so close locally with them, and they work with them very urgently if they need it to.
Absolutely. Any other questions? All right, I've got Aya. Is it Bural or Burali?
Hi, good morning. My name is Aya Barali. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I went to Northeastern University School of Pharmacy. I'm seeking licensure in Arkansas because I work in a company that ships to Arkansas, Fagron Sterile Services here in Boston. We mainly compound sterile products to in-states and out-of-states as well.
And when was your last FDA inspection at your 503B?
It was back in 22.
22. So you're up anytime.
Yes.
All right. Any other questions for her? All right, I've got Eric Bird.
Hey, good morning. My name is Eric Bird. I'm from New York. I work at a pharmacy called InnovaRx in New Jersey, and I graduated from Costa Rica in a school called Unibe. And I need licensure in all 16 states per my employer, the PIC states, so I'm working on that. Arkansas is my first one.
And I'm sorry, what did you say the pharmacy was?
InnovaRx.
Innova. And what's special about Innova?
We deal with medication adherence and prepackaging or blister packaging of medications and getting them shipped out to the patient and having them compliant with all their medications at all times.
Questions for Mr. Bird? All right, Andrew Caruso.
Hi, good morning. My name is Andrew Caruso. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I work with a long-term care company, Infinium, and we have some consulting business in Arkansas. So that's why I'm seeking licensure.
Questions for him? All right. Is that Cornelia? I see you on there. Batari. There we go.
Good morning. My name is Cornelius Botari, and I live in Graham, Washington. I'm originally from Moldova. I went to school at the University of Medicine and Pharmacy in Moldova, and I work for Amazon Pharmacy in Kent, Washington, and I'm seeking licensure in for PIC redundancy.
Anybody have any questions for Cornelius? All right, Stacy Chin.
Yes, hi, I'm Stacy. I'm from California. I went to school at Toro University in California, and I work for Pandia Health or Pandia Pharmacy, and they service Pandia Health, which does telemedicine for women's birth control, acne, and menopause medications.
All right. I think that the biggest thing we always see for any telehealth is making sure that those prescribers have a license with their related board here in Arkansas. Every once in a while we get someone that wants to argue that requirement, but it is a very clear requirement from our medical and nursing boards.
Yes, we keep a list of them and we audit it quarterly as well.
Great. Any other questions for her? All right, I've got Ebony Cotton.
Hello, I am Ebony Cotton. I'm from Sheridan, Arkansas. I went to the University of Tennessee Health Science Center in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm looking for licensure because I am back home in Arkansas and I would love to work here if possible.
And so you're working at an NCTR?
Yes.
Good deal.
Welcome home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any questions for her? All right, thank you, Ebony. Got Nicole.
Hi, my name is Nicole Coulomb. I'm born and raised in New Hampshire. Went to school at Massachusetts College of Pharmacy, our Manchester, New Hampshire campus, stayed close to home. And I am looking for licensure in Arkansas for PIC redundancy. I work for Amazon Pharmacy in our New Hampshire location. So just wrapping up my states for PIC redundancy.
Questions for her? All right, Bethany.
Hi, I'm Bethany Chuksa. I live in Leawood, Kansas. I went to Ohio Northern University. I am taking over as the pharmacist in charge for Optum in Overland Park, and I am seeking licensure as at this location, we have both home delivery as well as specialty, and we handle some of the limited distribution drugs for our specialty patients.
Any questions for Bethany? All right. The Amber DeRoser.
Hello, yes, I'm Amber DeRoser. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, and I went to school at UMKC downtown, and I'm currently working at ARX Patient Solutions Pharmacy, and they want me to get licensed for redundancy in Arkansas.
And what's special about ARX?
It is a specialty, non-commercial mail order pharmacy. So we only do patient assistance programs with the manufacturers, so free drug for patients.
Questions for her? All right, we have, is it Mana Devoto? Ramona?
Good morning. That is correct. It's Mana Devoto. Thank you so much for having me. I'm from Southern Missouri. I went to school at St. Louis College of Pharmacy, now University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy. I am living just outside of Springfield, Missouri, where I work for Guardian Pharmacy. We provide medication and consulting services to some of your facilities, communities there in Arkansas. So as pharmacist for this company, I also am looking to become a PIC for Arkansas.
We're familiar with Guardian. Anyone have any questions for her? All right, Melissa?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, my name is Melissa Din. I graduated from Harding University in Searcy, Arkansas in 2018. I'm from Plano, which is just north of Dallas, Texas. I currently work at mail order pharmacy, mainly doing MTM phone calls, reviewing med lists, troubleshooting patient profiles. And I'm getting my Arkansas license because I recently got engaged. So the plan is to get married and eventually move back to Searcy, where my fiance lives.
And it would have been way easier to get a license 7 years ago.
Yep, I do agree. He said the same thing.
Welcome home nonetheless.
Thank you. It's good to see you again, Dr. Richmond.
Thank you. Good to see you.
All right. Dr. Richmond was trying to tell us you had to come back and take round 2 of the law test, but
Oh,
since this
my.
is virtual, we can't hand it to you right now.
Okay.
Next up, I've got Kelsey Durson.
Yes, good morning. My name is Kelsey Durson, and congratulations to you, Melissa. I'm happy to follow you, so I could say that. I am from Louisville, Kentucky. I went to school at the University of Charleston in Charleston, West Virginia. I work for Theracom Pharmacy, which is part of Cencora. We are a specialty mail order pharmacy that deals with the patient assistance programs, and we ship into Arkansas.
Any questions for Kelsey? All right, and then we have Brent Duncan.
Hello, my name is Brent Duncan. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I graduated pharmacy school from University of North Texas Health Science Center. I currently work for Pipeline Pharmacy, where I remotely verify orders, different hospitals and health systems. So that's why I am seeking licensure in Arkansas.
It looks like you're in a pharmacy now.
I am.
So you got 2 jobs.
I do. Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions for Dr. Duncan? All right. For our group, that is the end of our 9:15 group. Our next group is scheduled for 9:40. So I'd present this group for consideration and vote by the board, and then we'll review a couple of issues with them.
Any questions, comments about this cohort? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve this cohort for reciprocity? So moved. Is there a second? We have a motion by Dr. Jolly, second by Dr. Newsom. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
So a couple of points I would make to you guys is, first of all, please pay attention to the CE requirements for the Arkansas State Board of Pharmacy. Part of that for this year will be reflected in your packet whenever you get your license. We do a 100% CE audit every biennium as part of the renewal process. So if you don't have your CE, you're going to get a letter from us, and we have different penalties and makeup things. It's easier just to get it up front. A couple of other things that are of interest, Arkansas does have it's not our Facebook group. I always have to remind myself to point that out, but there is an Arkansas Pharmacist Q&A closed Facebook group, especially if you're going to be practicing in the state that you might be interested. And I would encourage you to, engage with one of the local or state associations that could help keep you abreast of any regulatory issues, statutory issues, job openings, hot topics in pharmacy as well. Anything that I have forgotten? All right, see nothing, we will dismiss our first group, and we've got about 2 minutes before we will take up our 9:40. That'll give us a couple minutes for everybody to switch out on Zoom for us.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
You guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, it looks like my screen has cleaned up or cleared out pretty well from the first group. So for our 9:40 group, we will go ahead and get started. Just as a reminder, many of you heard this during your jurisprudence exam session, but we'll call you up one at a time in alphabetical order. The board members will want to know the following 4 things: who you are, where you are from, where you went to school, and why you are getting a license in Arkansas. And we'll see if we have any questions for you. Please stick around until the end of your group, and we'll consider the whole group together for potential vote and acceptance. So first off, I've got Jojo, and is it Insua?
Yes.
All
yes,
right.
it is.
I've been doing this 20 years and I get about, I don't know, 60% right at this point.
Well, again, I am Jojo Enswa. I am from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I went to Harding University College of Pharmacy, and I am the new incoming PIC for Express Scripts here in Fairfield, Ohio, and getting a license so that we can help support some of the patients that we have in Arkansas.
And when did you graduate from Harding?
Mr. Rich, 2012.
You're asking him when you graduated? You might need to double check that diploma there.
Hey,
He was at the school last month, and I think he's probably quizzing me.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
there you go. Any questions for JoJo?
Welcome home, sort of, JoJo.
Yeah. I'll be back just to mess with you, Dr. Richmond.
Okay.
There you go. All right, Matthew Fessler. We see Fessler on here. Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Here we go.
Perfect. Hi, my name is Matthew Fessler. I live in Grafton, Illinois, which is right across the river from St. Louis. Graduated from St. Louis College of Pharmacy in 2004. Been working here at Genesis Pharmacy since we started in 2014 as the pharmacist in charge. We're had some interest from a few prescribers that are in Arkansas with patients there. So wanted to see about getting our pharmacy license there eventually. So wanted to start with my license. We specialize in compounding, and realize that, the Arkansas laws are a little bit different than a few things in Missouri, but, happy to comply with those. We always do everything above board and by the book. So.
Yeah, whenever we get ready for your application for the facility itself, of course, we'll do a thorough deep dive into the inspection and everything to make sure it kind of meets the same NABP blueprint 797 inspection criteria. And we'll probably have some follow-up questions for you then, but that should not affect your individual application as a pharmacist. Any questions for Dr. Fessler? Oh, Fessler, excuse me. All right. Cameron Franklin.
Hello, my name is Cameron Franklin. I went to school at UMKC, graduated last year from the Springfield campus, moved to Dallas, and then some family issues with some health issues arose. So we decided to move closer home, closer to Missouri, and we chose Arkansas.
Okay, where'd you move to?
We're moving to Farmington.
Okay, it's a great area.
So, yeah.
Any questions for Cameron? All right, Abraham Funk.
Hello. I live in Missouri, in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Went to the University of Georgia, where I grew up. Graduated there in 2009. Own long-term care pharmacy in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. We cover the Southeast Missouri area, and we already have long-term care facilities that we service way down in the Boot Hill, and have been approached by a couple of long-term care facilities in the Piggott area, actually quite a while ago. So Dr. Kirtley and I had the opportunity to meet at an NCPA meeting. And discuss what we needed to do. And so we're looking at trying to take care of those facilities. They have common ownership with some facilities we service already in Missouri, but just want to make sure that we're doing everything the right way for those.
We've already had a chance to discuss like patient freedom of choice, unique issues with Arkansas and everything.
Which all of our contracts are very explicit that the patients have freedom of choice, whether it's Missouri, Arkansas, or wherever.
Any other questions for Dr. Funk? All right. Rapka Gaggiani.
Yes. Hi. So my name's Rapka Gajani. I went to school at Chapman University School of Pharmacy, which is actually in California. And I graduated in 2020. I I ended up in Arkansas because I just got married last month, and my husband is doing residency at Mercy in Fort Smith. So I wanted to get licensed in Arkansas.
We tried to put her to work immediately and get her a temporary license, but she said she'd like to have a couple of weeks off. Well, there's several spots that put her right to work, I'm sure, in the Fort Smith, Van Buren corridor at this point.
Welcome to Arkansas.
Thank you.
All right, Austin Garrett.
Hey, my name is Austin Garrett. I went to the University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy. I graduated in 2021. Currently work for a company called Avita. We do a lot of shipping nationwide, so I'm kind of like the third backup in order to ship to Arkansas.
And it looks like you're mainly like a contract pharmacy for 340B HIV needs.
Yes.
Any questions for him? All right, John Gleghorn.
Good morning. My name is, as he said, John Gleghorn. I'm from West Plains, Missouri. Graduated from St. Louis College of Pharmacy in 2010. And I am currently working for Palace Drug in Mammoth Springs, Arkansas, and Salem, Arkansas, and just getting my license coming out of Missouri.
Any questions for John? All right, David Guerrero.
Hello. Oh, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but can't see you, and it just says user, I think.
Oh, hang on. Start my video.
There we go.
Hey, hello. Good morning. My name is David Guerrero. I graduated from the University of Houston in 1989. And so I live in the Houston area in Friendswood, Texas. And I'm planning to open up a new pharmacy, and we're planning to offer some of our services to neighboring states. So I'm looking at, I have a Louisiana license. I'm going to get hopefully Arkansas here with you guys. Then I'm looking at Oklahoma and some of the other neighboring states.
And same thing for your pharmacy application. We'll do a thorough overview of anything for sterile, especially, but on your compounding, whenever we get that, and follow up with you.
Yes, definitely.
And the GLP-1s with the vitamin Bs is basically over, right?
Right. Yes. Yes. Yeah, we're looking at veterinary products, topical products, non-sterile. Yeah.
Good deal.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other questions for him? All right. We've got Linda Hamidi.
Good morning. My name is Linda Hamidi. I am currently residing in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I graduated from Philadelphia College of Pharmacy at University of the Sciences in Philadelphia, now St. Joe's University. I work for Walmart, and so does my husband. So we're getting relocated to Bentonville to travel with Walmart.
Any questions for her?
Welcome to Arkansas.
Thank you.
All right, Marty Henry.
Good morning. My name is Marty Henry. I am from Denver, Colorado, and I graduated from the University of Colorado. I'm looking to get my license because I'm taking over the PIC role for BioPlus Specialty Pharmacy. So this is the last license I need.
And it's mainly just non-sterile, or no, I mean non-dispensing. It's a front end.
Correct. Yeah, non-dispensing front-end pharmacy.
Questions for her? All right, we've got David Higuera.
Hey, good morning. I went to Florida A&M. I graduated in 2008. I live in the state of Florida, in Tampa, Florida. I work for CSI Pharmacy, and our company headquarters are in Texarkana, which is borderline states between Arkansas and Texas. We service specialty patients, IG, immunoglobulin. We do a lot of biologics, and we have a site in Tampa. So we want to be a secondary site for it.
I didn't realize they had a spot in Tampa.
We have a spot in Tampa, Ohio, Connecticut.
Good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions for him? All right, Robin Hindall.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, my name is Robin Hindall. I live in Colorado and I work for Farm Care USA, which is a long-term care pharmacy there in Little Rock. And I will be logging in and helping them with their prior authorizations. I did graduate from Drake University in 2000.
So you're coming to Little Rock?
No, I'll be helping them from Colorado, just doing their prior authorizations remote.
That might not work with our current rules, so we will probably need to have discussion about that for any type of offsite order entry or review for a retail type permit in Arkansas. So before you get started, let's have another discussion on that. Should not hold up your application for a license, but maybe something we need to talk with you and PharmaCare about.
Okay.
Any other questions for Ron? All right, Jesse Holland.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Jesse Holland. I am from Cochran, Georgia. I guess closest big city you might know of is Macon, Georgia. So I graduated from the University of Georgia in 2014. I'm currently out in Chandler, Arizona at the Walgreens Centralized Services and Mail Order Facility. So I am getting my license just for PIC licensing backup purposes.
Okay. Any questions for Jesse? All right, I've got Ahmed Hussein.
Hello, my name is Ahmad Hussein. I'm a foreign graduate. I graduated from the University of Cairo University in Egypt. I'm the PIC in Polaris RX Pharmacy. It's a long-term care facility. We're trying to ship to Arkansas. That's the only reason why I'm getting a license there.
Okay. And where's Polaris located?
It's placed in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay. Questions for him? All right. Sadia Ijaz. You're still on mute right now.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hi. My name is Sadia Ijaz, and I live in the Houston, Texas area. I went to University of Houston. I graduated in December '97. I work for Equita Pharmacy, which is based in Washington. I'm actually just earning my license. It's like a backup PIC in multiple states. And let's see, I'm also just learning about building up my credentials about sterile compounding.
And you know the GLP-1s with the vitamins is basically over.
Yes, sir.
All right. I feel like I say that just about every day I work here at this point. Any questions?
Timely information, so it's important.
Yeah. All right. Caitlin Joseph?
Yes. Hi, I'm
All right.
Caitlin Joseph. I'm from Sharpsville, Pennsylvania. I graduated from Duquesne University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 2018. I am seeking licensure to be PIC. We are expanding our mail order services across the country. So Arkansas is next on our area, our territory. So just obtaining licensure so that we can further our services.
And so this says for hospice care, is this hospice inpatient or home hospice?
So this is home hospice. We are a mail order pharmacy, procure pharmaceutical services. So we service contracted hospice patients.
And how do you guys line up emergency service needs for those home hospice patients?
So we do have a pharmacist 24/7, and then we would work with hospice in finding a local pharmacy, like a local CVS, Walmart for any emergent need medication.
I'll tell you that we have very few 24-hour pharmacy services available in the state of Arkansas. So choose how you're going to do that, where you do have overnight coverage for emergencies, which is usually going to be via contract of someone having to open their pharmacy in the middle of the night. So home hospice is a little bit unique. I know many facilities actually appear to do comfort kits as an upfront thing for those emergency needs that is patient specific for the home.
Yes, yeah, some hospices, absolutely. That's what they choose to do. That's totally at their discretion. So, however they see fit, and then we just dispense if they do choose that per valid prescription.
All right.
Are you providing controlled medications?
Yes.
All right, David Kell.
Good morning. My name's David Kell, born and raised in Connecticut, went to University of Connecticut School of Pharmacy. Currently work for IV Solutions. We do home infusion therapy. Basically getting my license because we're starting to expand our branch and want to be licensed in states as we continue to see which states we could bring on and service patients in.
Questions for David? All right, Braden Kennedy.
Hi there. My name's Brandon Kennedy. I am from Seattle, went to school at Belmont University College of Pharmacy in Nashville, Tennessee, and I am trying to get licensed for our PIC redundancy plan at Amazon.
Any questions for Brandon? All right. Leanne.
Good morning. My name is Leanne Keogh. I am a graduate of the University of Tennessee and have been employed as a pharmacist with the Department of Veterans Affairs for the last 10 years. I reside in Bella Vista, Arkansas now, and am seeking licensure just in the event an opportunity arises that I may choose to pursue.
Any questions for Leanne?
Welcome to Arkansas.
Thank you. Been here about 3 years now. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, belated welcome.
Thank you.
She's already found all her favorite restaurants in Arkansas. So
Absolutely.
Anybody else for Leanne? All right, I've got Amy Kahn.
Hello, my name is Amy Kahn, born and raised in Michigan. I went to Wayne State University in Detroit, graduated 2003, started working at American Life Pharmacy in 2023. So that is why I'm seeking licensure in Arkansas. I had a really good experience there, visiting there. It was very nice.
Except she called me old.
Well,
Like
but then we realized we were the same age.
Said she was the oldest person in the room except for me. I told her white hair could be deceiving.
We're both old.
Getting there. But so American Life Pharmacy, if you want to tell the board real quick, you know, it's sterile compounding. What is your focus in sterile compounding?
So the focus is vitamins like glutathione and NAD, and of course it actually is the GLPs as well.
Which that game's pretty much over.
Yeah, I want your email address so I can ask you a couple things about that. If you don't mind.
It's easy. It's john.kirtley@arkansas.gov, or if you go to our website and click on my picture, it should start an email directly.
Okay, perfect.
Any other questions for Dr. Khan? All right, Heidi Kim.
Good morning. My name is Heidi Kim. I currently live in Anaheim, California. I graduated from Western University of Health Sciences in 2022, and I am seeking licensure in Arkansas because I plan on moving there sometime this year to be closer to family.
And where are you moving to?
Fayetteville.
There you go. Any other questions for her? Dr. Richardson is going to say, welcome to Arkansas. Soon. All right. Then I've got, is it Mansi Kumar? We've got him on here. I see.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Mansi Kumar. I'm from Westlake, Texas. I graduated from Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Sciences in Karnataka, India. Graduated in 2002. Currently, I am working for Pharmacare Outsourcing. It's a 503B facility. We manufacture only solid dosage form, which are pellets, and not involved in any aqueous solution at this time. And I'm seeking licensure in Arkansas as a secondary PIC coverage.
And when was your last FDA inspection at the 503B?
It was in 2022.
Okay, so you're ripe anytime as well.
That is correct.
All right. Any other questions for her? All right, that is the end of our 940 group. If you guys would consider them for acceptance.
Any questions, comments for this group or individually? If not, is there a motion to approve this cohort for reciprocity? Dr. Mack? Second by Dr. Boone. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes carry it.
All right, so the board has accepted this group. Just as a reminder for everyone, please pay attention to your CE requirements for the state of Arkansas. We do a 100% audit each biennium to ensure that everyone has their CE. There are probably some further instructions when you actually receive your permit. A couple of other things for any of you, especially if you're going to be in the state of Arkansas. It is not our group, but there is a closed Facebook group, Arkansas Pharmacist Q&A. That a lot of pharmacists in the state exchange information, job opportunities, post about current goings-ons around the profession that may be of interest. Also, we have active state associations for pharmacists to also keep you abreast of any potential issues in the state of Arkansas. If you're interested, please explore those as well. With that, we will let our 940 group go. That gives us about 4 minutes before our 10:05. We will pick back up at 10:05. You guys need a quick break? We'll take a quick break and be back at 10:05.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
They just went to take a break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just
they
want to make
should
sure
be.
that I just want to make sure I'm good. That you
I
can hear.
can't answer. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Awesome. Sorry, I just had one quick question.
I am not the person to ask. I'm a candidate too.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is Raymond Lau online? We can't find you via your name, and you are the first one up. Raymond Lau.
Hi, are we there?
The board's taking a quick break and they are headed back in right now. We'll start in just a moment.
Oh, no worries. Just making sure I didn't lose you. Thank you.
So everybody that we've got online, we will get started back. Just as a quick orientation, this is for our 10:05, now our 10:10 group for Reciprocity. We're trying to make sure we had a couple of you guys online that we were searching for before we got started, and we're missing somebody. We will call you up in alphabetical order. I think we have maybe one or two people that they're having some trouble with their video connection. We'll do our best to work with you, but the board does prefer to see you, both audio to hear you and video to see you. The board will want to know the following 4 things from you. Many of you already went through this during your jurisprudence exam here at the board office, but who you are, where you are from, where you went to school, and why you are getting a license in Arkansas. So first off, we have Raymond Lau. And they told me that we got Raymond on. Here we go, somewhere. Raymond, I can see that you are on, but I don't think that I can hear you. All right, may still be having some connectivity issues for Raymond. We will come back and check with him in a little bit. We have Lynn Lee.
Hi, can you
Howdy.
see me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't see you guys for a second. Hi, my name is Lynn, and I'm from Dallas, Texas. I went to school in Louisiana, University of Louisiana in Monroe. I'm working for a sterile, non-sterile compounding lab, and I'm trying to get the license so we can ship to Arkansas.
Okay, and what is the name of the pharmacy?
It's WP Pharma Labs.
WP Pharma Labs, and it's all non-sterile compounding?
No,
Or
we
you
do
also
both
sterile?
non-sterile and sterile.
Okay. And you're aware that the GLP-1 duplicates and adding vitamins is basically a done deal in Arkansas?
Yes, sir. We stopped that. So right now we only do cream, troche of estrogen, testosterone, stuff like that,
Okay.
and vitamin.
Any other questions for her? All right, seeing none, we have Lisa, and is it Lacosis?
Lacusis, you're close.
Lacosis.
Good morning. My name is Lisa Lacusis. I am originally from Chicago, where I went to school. I graduated from University of Illinois in Chicago in 2005. I currently live in Arizona, just outside of Phoenix, and work for Walgreens for their centralized processing facility, but also we ship through Walgreens.com out of here as well. So I will be one of the backup picks.
Any questions for Lisa? All right, seeing none, Brianna Lewis? Or Brianna?
Brianna, yeah, you got it.
I see the capital A now.
Yeah. My mom wanted to be different, so she did that. But I'm Brianna Lewis. I am from Farmington, New Mexico, and I graduated from the University of New Mexico in 2013. I am currently in Tempe, Arizona, and I am the pick of the Walgreens mail service facility here. And I think that's all you needed. This is my 8th test, and Arkansas was the most fun because I got to travel there and go on a cool hike. So
there you go. Any other questions for her? All right, and I should have said everyone stick around to the end of the group also, because then the board members would consider all of you together for a vote and some helpful information. So Patricia Loro.
Hello, my name is Patty. I live in St. Augustine, Florida. I graduated from the University of Florida College of Pharmacy in 2022, and I work now as a clinical pharmacist at Devoted Health, which is a Medicare Advantage plan. So I'm getting licensed in a few of the states that we cover to be able to speak with our members there.
Any other questions for her? All right, I've got Courtney Lucas.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I live in Texas, but I graduated from the University of Louisiana at Monroe. I worked as a hospital pharmacist there for 10 years, and I moved to Texas a couple years ago. I work for Cardinal Health. We service hospitals overnight. And so I'm just working on getting several licenses, and Arkansas is on my list.
Any questions for her? I think we're all pretty familiar with that setup. All right, I've got Carrie McGee. There we go.
Sorry about that. Couldn't unmute myself. My name's Carrie. I am from Massachusetts, and I went to Massachusetts College of Pharmacy, and I'm getting a license in Arkansas to be able to ship to Arkansas. Our pharmacy is a unique pharmacy that services patient assistance programs. We are the only pharmacy, so we're not a chain. We're called All Care Plus Pharmacy in Massachusetts, and we ship to all 50 states, and I'm basically a backup for my pick.
I've already reviewed with Carrie that all care has nothing to do with the all care we see here.
Correct. Yes, we are one and only here in Massachusetts.
Other questions for her? All right. I've got Adriana, is it Maluska Headlaw?
Yeah, that's okay.
Recording in progress.
I'm thinking Adriana's got more than one device with sound going. You may have to mute one of them, whichever one is not connected to your microphone, and then it should work.
Hi, sorry about that.
There we go. We can hear you now and see you.
I don't know, I can't hear anything.
So we can see
I
you.
think I'm having some issues. Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Nope.
We can hear you fine.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I can hear you.
There we go. Let's go. Who you are, where you're from, where you went to school, why are you getting a
Okay,
license?
my name is Adriana Mileska-Hedlow. I'm from Chicago suburbs, went to school to University of Illinois at Chicago. We are a non-sterile compounding pharmacy, and I am getting a license to be a backup pick.
Okay, and which non-sterile only? Is it just lifestyle drugs? What do you focus on?
Non-sterile only. Right now, we're still kind of newer pharmacy. We do ED drugs. We compound ED drugs.
Okay. ED drugs. Any other questions for her? All right, next up, Brian Monroe.
Hello, I'm Brian Monroe. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, and I went to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill School of Pharmacy. I work for BioPlus Specialty Pharmacy in Durham, North Carolina, and getting my license in Arkansas to be able to service patients there as needed.
Any questions for Brian? All right. I've got Asha Maparthy. I can see you, Asha. There we go.
Yes, fun fact, I'm in India right now on a vacation, so hopefully everybody can see me and hear me.
Yes.
My name is Asha. I graduated in 2014 from Southeastern College of Pharmacy from South Florida. I'm from Houston, Texas right now, and I recently took the role of a PIC for Value Star Pharmacy. We ship to all 50 specialty mail order, and this is my 18th test and my last.
Saving the best for last.
Best for last. That's the fun trip. I got to travel.
There you go. And so Value Star doing integrated infusion, you're shipping to either infusion centers or to like home health nurse agencies, correct?
Yes, that's correct. We do ambulatory infusion suites and home health.
Okay. Questions for her? All right. Next up, I have Violetta.
Hi guys, my name is Violet. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I went to school in Rosemary University of Southern Nevada, and I work for Amazon.
Any questions for her? All right. Alphonse Muto.
Morning, Alphonse Muto. I graduated in 2008 from University at Buffalo School of Pharmacy. I work for Pine Pharmaceuticals. We are an outsourcing facility, and I'm applying for a backup PIC.
And when was your last FDA inspection at your 503B?
Last year.
Last year, okay. Any other questions for Alphonse? All right, Ashley Nazzoli.
Hi, good morning. My name is Ashley Nazzoli from St. Louis, Missouri. When I went to school, it was still St. Louis College of Pharmacy, but I butcher the new name now. And I'm getting licensed for pharmacy, ESSDS, just in succession planning purposes, for medication dispensing.
Okay. Any other questions for Ashley? All right, see none. Mark Nitschke.
Yeah, hi, I'm Mark Nitschke. I'm in Dublin, Ohio. I went to college at Ohio Northern University, seeking to get my PIC license, pharmacist license, become PIC here at Phil Point Health. We are a specialty pharmacy focusing in the Durham area as a new startup here in Dublin.
So on Phil Point, it's pretty much all Durham focus?
Correct, yes, at this point, and we're considering looking at neurology and cardiovascular space as well, especially medications, injectables.
Okay. Any questions for him? All right, Matthew Noble.
Good morning. My name is Matthew Noble. I'm a pharmacist in Tucson, Arizona. Graduated from University of Arizona's College of Pharmacy. Getting an Arkansas license as for a backup pick at Carillon RX mail order.
And it's one of the actual Carillons, not someone else using the name Carillon.
Yeah, it's Anthem's owned mail order Carillon RX.
Questions for him? All right. The Jeannie Norg.
Hey, my name is Jeannie Norge. I am from Florida, St. Pete, Florida, and I went to school in Presbyterian College School of Pharmacy in South Carolina, and I work for Reliant Pharmacy, the pharmacy for Lincare. I am applying for the PIC here.
And what's unusual about Reliant?
We ship nebulizing medications to the States.
That's what my recollection was. It was mainly different things for
breathing. Yep.
Any other questions for Jeannie? All right. Oladapo. Omiele?
Yes. Good morning. So yes, my name is Oladapo Omiele. I'm a pharmacist. I'm from Houston, Texas, and that's also where I graduated. I'm from Texas Southern University. And also I work with Cardinal Health, and we service facilities that are located in Arkansas through overnight remote order entry and verification.
We're all familiar with that setup. Any questions for him? All right, Roger Orr.
Hello, I'm Roger. I'm born and raised in Florida. I currently work at RX to Go Pharmacy, which is Florida Cancer Specialists' mail order pharmacy, or specialty pharmacy, should I say. We mainly service oral oncolytics. We do not dispense any controlled substances, and the reason why we're seeking Arkansas licensure is to provide for our snowbirds that travel into the state that we'll be able to mail their medication in and provide any pharmacy services or education to them.
Questions for him? All right, Kathleen Palmer.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Palmer. I'm from Syracuse, New York. I work for Noble Health Services. It's a specialty pharmacy. We mail into Arkansas. I went to Albany College of Pharmacy, and I'm applying for licensure for a backup pick.
Okay. And what's different about Noble?
We are an employee-owned company.
Okay. Other questions for her? All right. Simit Parikh.
Hey, how are you guys doing? My name is Simit Parikh. I'm from Paramus, New Jersey, and I went to school at the University of Sciences in Philadelphia. I currently work for Morris Apothecary Pharmacy. So we're part of Apotheco LLC. We're a dermatology-based pharmacy, and I'm looking to be the pick so that we can deliver medications to Arkansas.
So how does Morris find patients in Arkansas?
It all just depends on referrals and things like that. I mean, we haven't had to send any yet, but we are trying to get licensed in all 50 states.
Okay.
So,
all right. Any other questions for him? All right. I've got Hari Patel.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Harry Patel. I live in Hope, Arkansas. I currently work at Walmart on the Texarkana on the Texas side, and I'm getting my Arkansas license for any future opportunities on the Arkansas side. I went to school at University of Tennessee in Memphis.
You're just trying to get closer to good barbecue again.
Yep. Pretty much.
Any other questions for Hari? Harry. All right. Nahal Patil.
Hi, are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Nehal. I'm from Boston and I graduated from Northeastern University. I work for Apotheco Pharmacy in New York City, and we're a dermatology-focused company that's expanding across the nation. We don't have a store in Arkansas yet, but in the interim, we are getting licensed to be able to service Arkansas patients if needed.
And what's different about Apotheco?
So it's dermatology focused, like our products that we send.
Other questions for her? How about Ashley Patrick?
Hi, good morning. My name is Ashley Patrick. I am born and raised in Pittsburgh, went to the University of Pittsburgh School of Pharmacy. I'm currently serving as the pharmacist in charge manager of our Walgreens Hub Solutions, essentially setting up patient support services to help patients with specific products as defined by manufacturer clients. So seeking licensure in order to support patients in Arkansas, if necessary.
Okay. Any other questions for her? All right, I've got Andrew Peterson.
Yeah, hi, my name's Andrew Peterson. I'm a pharmacist in Davenport, Iowa. I went to the University of Iowa. I work for Dividose Pharmacy, and we do medication adherence, packaging, and ship all over. I'm seeking licensure in Arkansas to become the pick for Arkansas.
Okay. Any questions for him? All right, I'm going to go back. I'm going to try Raymond Lau again, see if Raymond is with us. I do not see anything under that name. I don't know if that is something under one of the phone numbers. I don't see that. All right, well, I would present this group to the board minus Dr. Lau. I will mark him as not present.
Questions, comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve this cohort for reciprocity?
So moved.
Hi, this is Raymond now. I was on the middle, but I don't know how to speak.
Okay. Raymond is with us. He's having some problems. All right, Raymond, if you can let us know who you are, where you're from.
Yep.
Where you went to
Hi, I'm
school.
from California, the city of San Diego. I went to Albany College of Pharmacy in New York. I graduated from 2007. Been working between retail and mail order. Currently, I'm working for like California pet pharmacies, or we are mail order pharmacy for pet all over the 50 state, and this will be my 18th test. Yeah, should be the last one, hopefully.
Okay, you catch all that? California Pet Pharmacy. Any questions for him? All right, so I would, I guess, represent to see if there be consideration on the whole group, including Dr. Lau.
Great, thank you. Sorry about that.
So moved.
Okay.
Dr. Newsom, second by Dr. Mack. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The entire group has been approved.
All right, microphones. We spend half our meeting reminding each other to turn on our microphone. So the entire group was approved. Just a couple of quick reminders for everyone on this. Number one, please be sure that you get your CE. We do 100% CE audit of the pharmacist every biennium for renewal. There will be instructions specific for you on this biennium, I believe, with your permit. Two other things. This is not our group, but we do have, or there is a closed Facebook group that a lot of Arkansas-related pharmacists are in, Arkansas Pharmacist Q&A, that shares a lot of information about current information or happenings in the profession of pharmacy here in the state of Arkansas. I'd also say for any of you that are in the state or moving to the state of Arkansas, we do have different pharmacist associations that may be of interest to you that can also keep you up to date on different issues that are either arising in the state, alerts on things to be cautious about, or also potential job opportunities and other things. So with that, I would thank you to our 10:05 group, and you are dismissed. We'll give a couple of minutes for you guys to drop out of our Zoom for our 10:30 group, and we'll start up in just a couple minutes with it as we kind of watch the screen for everybody to clear out. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our last group is a little bit shorter group. You guys ready to start back? All right, I'm gonna call everybody for our 10:30 group back up now. For you guys, we will have you called up in alphabetical order, as many of you kind of heard this drill during your jurisprudence exam. The board will want to know the following four things: who you are, where you are from, where you went to school, and why you're getting a license in the state of Arkansas. We will oftentimes have a couple of interesting questions for you. Also, please stick around to the end of the group in case there's any follow-up. So with that, we will call up first. I have Amber Roach.
Hi, I'm Amber Roach. I'm from Starkville, Mississippi. I went to school at Ole Miss, and I wanted a license in Arkansas to work at Walmart.
Okay. Walmart where?
Walmart in Forest City.
There we go. Any questions for Amber? All right. Next up, Sheila Scott.
Good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. So my name is Sheila Scott. I graduated from Florida A&M University in 2023. I am an Arkansas native. I am currently a licensed pharmacist in the state of Missouri, and I am seeking licensure in the state of Arkansas because I'm currently making plans to move back home.
Okay.
What town is your home?
Eudora, Arkansas, with a very small speck at the bottom of the state, about 7 miles from Kilburn, Louisiana.
Okay, I know where it is. I'm from South Arkansas also.
Right. Yes.
I have friends that drove through there and I was like, that's not a playground, that's a prison. You can just happen to see it
Right.
from the highway.
Yeah, it's a very small community. I think the population now is maybe 1,000
Yeah.
people. It's that many. Very small.
Neat little town. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. Melissa Seymour, or is it Seymour?
It is Seymour.
Okay.
Yes, I'm Melissa Seymour. I am from Columbus, Ohio. Still live in Columbus, Ohio. Went to school at Ohio Northern University, and I'm seeking licensure in Arkansas to serve as a backup pharmacist in charge for our Cover My Meds mail order pharmacy located in Ohio.
Any questions for her? All right. Joseph Skelly.
Yep, I'm Joseph Skelly. I'm from Bergen County, New Jersey. I went to school at Northeastern University. I'm looking to get licensed in Arkansas, so the pharmacy that I work at, Personal RX, can apply for an out-of-state license. We are a mail order medication adherence packaging pharmacy.
Okay. Controls and non-controls?
Yes.
All right. On medication adherence packaging, are you doing multi-dose?
Yes.
Just remember when you are applying for your pharmacy permit or looking at it, we do have another form that we'll have you sign to cover for multi-dose being an option for you.
Yes, noted.
Okay. Any other questions for him? All right. Brady Smith.
Good morning, board. My name is Brady Smith. I am from originally Missouri. I went to pharmacy school in University of Missouri, Kansas City at the Springfield campus. Currently live in Bella Vista, Arkansas, driving across the state line to work in Southwest Missouri. I work for a small company called Walmart currently. So I'm looking to just enhance my pharmacy licensure so I can work closer to home.
Any questions for Brady? All right. Rena Sony.
Good morning. I'm Rina Soni. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I went to MGV College of Pharmacy in India. I am trying to get licensed in Arkansas to serve as a backup PIC for Alto Pharmacy. We deliver mainly fertility medication to different states, pretty much all 50 states.
You're lucky to be further in the alphabet. We've already heard from two of your colleagues today.
I know, they told me.
They tell you that we rejected them?
No, they said they are in good place. We all took our exams together at the same time.
Every once in a while, we'll have somebody from a company that will tell the people further in the alphabet that there was a problem just to mess with them, but they at least treated you nicer than that.
It sounds like that. I guess, I was first one when we took the exam, so this is reverse for me now.
There you go. All right, Mohammed Sultan.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Oh yeah, I'm Sal Sultan. Legal name is Mohammed, but I go by Sal.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm the Arizona operations manager for Carolina Rx Pharmacy. It's a mail order pharmacy. Went to Midwestern University in Glendale, Arizona. Graduated in 2002, and I'm just in the process of getting a backup license for Arkansas.
Okay. Any questions for him? All right, Ankesh Taylor.
Hi, my name's Ankesh. I graduated from Mass College of Pharmacy, work at Onco 360 Pharmacy, and hoping to get licensed in Arkansas so I can become the pick at my site here.
We're familiar with Onco 360. Any questions for him? All right, I've got Theodore. Is it Terziev?
Yeah, that's very good. My name is Theodore Terziev. From Chicago. Graduated from Midwestern University, Chicago College of Pharmacy, and want to get licensed in Arkansas so that my pharmacy may get licensed in the future.
And looks like all non-sterile, mainly like lifestyle meds.
Correct, yes.
Any questions for him? All right. Is it Eric Tomjack?
Eric Tomzak. Yes, sir. Good morning, board. My name is Eric Tomzak. I am from Lighthouse Point in South Florida. I graduated from Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale in 1999, and I'm seeking my licensure as a backup pharmacist in charge for Patient Care America.
And when's your last FDA inspection at your 503B?
We have a 503A, so we have not been inspected by the FDA.
I'm looking at your questions for reciprocity. It says we are a 503B pharmacy that compounds sterile renal nutrition therapy. Is that not you? Nope.
Well, that sounds like me, but there might have been an error there. We do not do bulk compounding, so forgive me. Either myself or one of my license coordinators put the wrong statement down.
You meant to put A, not B then.
Correct. 100% A, not B.
All right. Well, I'm going to mark that on here because that is a much different answer.
Yes, exactly. It made my heart skip a beat.
Yeah. Any other questions for him? All right. Hang Trong.
Hi, my name is Hang Trung. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I graduated from Roseman University of Health Science. I'm just getting licensure for Arkansas as a backup PIC.
Okay. And 503B specializing in hormone replacement?
Yes.
Are you doing pellets or injectables?
We're doing both. We have the pellets, and then we also have the like testosterone, and then just vitamins injection at our facility.
Okay. But no commercial product duplication?
No.
Any other questions for her? Got Thomas Weber.
So there you go. Howdy, good morning. My name's Thomas Weber. I'm a remote overnight pharmacist with Cardinal Health. I graduated from the University of Houston College of Pharmacy in 2010, and I'm currently living in Houston, Texas. And I get the license because we have hospitals and systems there that we provide service for overnight.
Any questions for Thomas? All right. Is it Sherry Waringo?
That's pretty close. It's Wieringo, yes.
Waringo.
Yes, I'm Sherry Wieringo, and I'm also from Starkville, Mississippi. So you have two of us in this group. And I went to Stanford University in Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm seeking licensure as backup pick for Optum Specialty in Columbus, Mississippi.
Okay. Any questions for Sherry? All right. Next up, Brian Williams.
Hi there, my name is Brian Williams. I am currently in Nashville, Tennessee. I went to LSU and I graduated from Xavier University in New Orleans. I was originally getting this license for Polaris, which was an LTC pharmacy. I no longer work there. And I currently work at Midtown Express Pharmacy, which is we do compliance packaging, and we also do non-sterile compounding as well here.
Okay. Any questions for him? All right, Daniel White.
Hi, my name's Daniel White. I live in Brigham City, Utah. I went to the University of Utah College of Pharmacy, and I work in Salt Lake City for a pharmacy called Depot Drug. We're a mail order pharmacy, and I'm just getting backup licensure for Arkansas.
And for Depot, it's just full line commercial products.
Yeah, we're a mail order pharmacy for Union Pacific Railroad workers.
So I am curious, on the mail order side, are you still limited to that 21-day supply, or is it like triple that 63?
We can send up to 90 days.
Oh, okay. One of those, you know what I'm talking about though, don't you?
With what?
Well, my understanding is that many of the railroad contracts for pharmacies, it's a 21-day supply limit, so they end up having to get it instead of 12 times a year, it's like 16.
Oh, well, so they have a limited supply if they fill locally, but we can fill up to 90-day supply as a mail order.
Anybody else? All right. Montana Zitnak.
Good morning. My name is Montana. I'm a pharmacist. I went to school in Springfield, Missouri. I saw Brady Smith on here. He was my classmate. So hi, Brady. So I went to school for UMKC, School of Pharmacy, out of Springfield, the satellite campus. And then I moved here to Town, Arkansas, a couple of months ago, with my now fiance. And so I am actually still working for my company in Springfield, part-time, and I started working for Collier, started about a month ago. That's why I'm getting some licensure to work in person, on top excuse me, on top of what I'm already doing.
Any questions for Montana? All right, well, welcome to Arkansas. That is the end of my 1030 group, so I would present it to the board for consideration.
Any questions or additional comments about this cohort? Hearing none, do I have a motion? So moved to approve. Okay, Dr. Jolly.
Second.
Second by Dr. Newsome. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Dr. Kirtley, this cohort's approved.
All right, for everyone in our 1030 group, the board has approved your reciprocity applications. We have a couple of you that I think may have an outstanding fingerprint card or criminal background check. Ms. Sweet will work with you on that. I always like to remind everyone to please remember to get your CE. Our CE requirements are pretty clear. You'll actually have a thing for this biennium, generally with your actual license. But we do 100% CE audit for each biennial renewal. So please don't get caught in that. It would make your life and ours easier if you just get your CE. A couple other things. This is not ours, but we are aware of that there is a closed Facebook group for pharmacists in Arkansas, Arkansas Pharmacist Q&A. Especially if you are going to be in the state of Arkansas, it might be interesting. In social media, they give out certain updates on just happenings in pharmacy in Arkansas, different job opportunities and so forth, or other issues to be cautious about, or just alerts for folks. We also have different pharmacist associations in the state of Arkansas that help keep pharmacists abreast of just what's going on in the state. If you are interested in those, I would encourage you to look at them as well. With that is the end of our 1030 group. We are good until we have our next thing up is 11 o'clock.
What about the additional ones that were into this?
I've got it scheduled for 11 o'clock, unless he's already here. I can look. You on here? So 1030, you're welcome to leave. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Oh, I see. The last 5 pages is this other.
Yeah. No. Or is he here? Okay. Okay, so he should be here shortly. Okay. So the last 5 pages, it is a reciprocity that had an issue discussed with the board that we will have at 11 o'clock, or should be here anytime.
Right. Yes. Yeah, like page 129.
Have a under the tab. So for our 11 o'clock, knowing that a lot of times our time bog is the fact that you guys have to read through paperwork. If you want to pull up tab number 3, that will be for our 11 o'clock and you can go ahead and get ahead on reading it. And that will sit here and let you guys take a look.
You running early, you're not late.
Okay. Board members don't care, I'll go ahead and do kind of an orientation since this is a somewhat informal matter. So is it James Notty? Not. Okay, James Not. James, I'm John Kirtley. I'm the director of the Board of Pharmacy. And I'm going to tell you a few things, just kind of how this procedure works and what's going on, as well as who you're talking to today. On this side of the table, we're staff members here at the Board of Pharmacy. Myself, Dr. Brenda McCready is our assistant director. Ms. Ashley Bales is our legal counsel. On the other side of the table, you have all 8 of our pharmacy board members, both the pharmacist and the public members are here at the table. In this situation, we call this, I mean, it's a full board meeting, but this is a consideration of your application with a couple of background issues on it that I believe you let us know would pop back on here that caused the board to have to approve a waiver, potentially, or consider a waiver. In this process, the board members, just a few minutes ago, we wrapped up our previous session. They have just gotten a copy of your application with all the information in it. In a moment, I'll turn it over to our legal counsel, our attorney, to give just a brief overview of the application. And then the board members are going to want to talk to you about your application as they consider whether or not to give you a waiver. At the end of this process, at some point, they're going to come up with a suggestion. And the suggestion could be to approve your waiver in your application, to deny the waiver application itself, or to ask for other materials, something in between. Say, we'll reconsider in 6 months. We don't know as staff, or you don't know what exactly they're going to come up with until they get to that point. The most important thing is, because this is not a full hearing with the board, even though it's an appearance with the board, you have the opportunity to kind of agree or disagree with what they bring forth. If you agree with it, we go and do whatever it is they've asked us to do. If you disagree, you kind of have 2 choices. One is to say, I withdraw my application. Never mind, I'm not going to mess with this. The other option would be to request a full hearing before the board at a later date, which is just a more formal process where you would have hearing officer, court reporter, swear everyone in, and it's a lot more like a formal court procedure. So I always ask, do you know why you're here?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about how this works?
No, you explained it good.
Okay. At any point during this, if you do have a question about something that's going on, or a question you need some clarification, I realize you haven't sat in that chair in front of us before. So, raise your hand, wave your arms, get our attention. We'll try to help answer any questions that you have.
Okay, thank you.
Then I'm going to pass over to Ms. Bales.
Mr. Knott is, hold on. I'm here for, application for a pharmacist by Reciprocity. He did disclose some arrests would be on his background check. There is 2, one from May 14, 2000. He was arrested for contributing to the unruliness and delinquency of a minor and disorderly conduct, both misdemeanors. According to his statement, he was sentenced to 3 years probation, which he completed. And then in 2003, he had a DUI charge and completed 2 years of probation on that offense.
Because of the informal nature of this, and Dr. Newsom generally runs our informal hearings, I'm going to ask her to pull this matter.
Thank you. How are you doing, Dr. Knott?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing great. Can you tell us a little bit about these incidences that happened in your past?
Yeah, the contributing to the delinquency of a minor. So I was a freshman in college, coming home with my girlfriend, and a bunch of my best friends were still seniors in high school, and it was their prom. After prom party was at like a hotel. I was there with a bunch of friends when the cops eventually showed up, and I was still around there, and it was past midnight. A couple of the kids I were with were still 17. It just was, kind of a curfew violation charge for that one. For the DUI, I was down in Athens, Ohio for a huge Halloween party with a different girlfriend at the time a couple of years later. And she eventually had gotten sick and was like throwing up all over the place earlier on. So we had planned to initially like stay in town with different friends from down there and everything. But Because of her nature of, getting sick and she wasn't getting any better, I decided to stop drinking and wait some time, wait a couple hours, close to 2 hours, ate some food, drank a bunch of water, thought I had, sobered up completely to try to take her to a hotel. Got pulled over kind of right outside of town on the way to the hotel, was still above the legal limit. So definitely just a mistake on my part.
Okay, so at some point you moved from Ohio to Texas? So-
Yeah, as soon as I got out of pharmacy school in 2011.
And have your record been clean since?
Yeah, my record's been clean for more than 20 years since that DUI was the last thing.
Okay, and you haven't had any sanctions or anything on your pharmacy license?
Not at all.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have any questions?
No, like super secret orders or anything like that. There are some, this will sound weird, but there are some states that will give orders that aren't immediately available to, that we wouldn't necessarily see in reciprocity.
Oh.
It's unusual, but I've seen a few.
No questions of anyone?
Can you tell us also, since this is part of reciprocity, like who you are, where you're from, where you went to school, and why you're asking for a license in Arkansas?
So I graduated pharmacy school at Duquesne in Pittsburgh. Moved down right after pharmacy school to Austin, Texas area, worked for a bunch of pharmacies. A little over 2 years ago, I started working for a small independent compounding pharmacy about 45 minutes outside Austin called Smithville Pharmacy. We're in the process of expanding our labs from just non-sterile compounding. We're going to do like the whole lot, sterile, both hazardous and non-hazardous. And the pharmacy is getting licensed in all 50 states. So I've been working on that for the last 15 years. I believe the pharmacy is now licensed in 30 plus states. I'm licensed in about 15 at this moment, on my way up to 20, hopefully.
Yeah. So what is the focus of the like non-sterile and sterile compounding for this facility?
Well, we haven't started doing it yet, but I mean, I know we have some sister pharmacies. The owners own 2 other pharmacies, and the big four focus up until a couple months ago was the GLP-1s.
Yeah.
Semaglutide and tirzepatide. But I assume once we get going, I mean, our owners are very entrepreneurial. I can see we're doing all types of, hormone replacements for men and women's, and I have no idea the full extent of it at this point, but just kind of looking forward to some different opportunities.
So since you're adding sterile, and I mean, you've kind of already addressed it, the GLP-1 thing was like the cash cow for a whole bunch of people for a long time. We see a lot of pharmacies that think just if they add other ingredients to it, that everything's good, and it's not. And there'll be people that'll like play this on YouTube and be mad at me for saying that, but we have very stringent rules on Arkansas about duplication of commercial products. Or, I mean, that's 2 products, you add B12 to it, that's another commercial product. Adding 2 commercial products together make a new product. So if it doesn't have an NDA or ANDA, you run some other risks with FDA and with states. So please be aware of that as well.
Okay.
Whenever the pharmacy is applying for a permit, or whenever a pharmacy is, especially if it's compounding, we'll get pretty in depth to make sure that you've had sufficient inspections and everything else. If you're going to be permitted in that many states, you would probably be looking at needing to get like an NABP, VPP sterile inspection. Texas does not necessarily accept sterile inspections from states like Arkansas, even though we use the NABP blueprint. So therefore, we may oftentimes not accept their sterile inspection when you go to do sterile.
You said the NABP?
VPP.
VPP, okay.
Yep. It's a national level inspection where they would actually send experts to your pharmacy and get it. For most states, since you're looking at a whole bunch of states with licensure trying to do sterile, especially, most states will accept an NABP.
Okay.
Other discussion? Okay, if not, I'd like to entertain a motion for acceptance of this applicant's application.
Make the motion that we approve the application.
Second.
Have the motion in a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passes.
All right.
Thank you.
So they voted to accept this. We'll pass it down for the board members to sign off on it, and then you need to take your test today.
Yes.
You're ready to go?
Could I maybe have like 20 or 30
Yeah,
minutes? just to kind of-
absolutely. Miss
Okay.
Sweet can take care of you for that. And if you want to go up front, take a break, we'll figure out where we're going to get you to test, and probably you can have some quiet time there. You don't have on a smartwatch, can't listen to your earbuds, the most boring lecture ever. That's my law review, and you can't call a friend.
Okay. All right, you're saying go out there?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah,
okay,
Miss
okay.
Sweet will line you up for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I haven't seen her. Yes, if they found any good food in Little Rock, but I quit asking when people started getting me silly. Telling me like, I've ever had a guy was he had came to Little Rock, Arkansas. He asked me. Most people usually tell us they've eaten like downstairs or across the street or something.
So y'all have a new remote?
Been there a little bit. It was a food truck.
It's
Mall County.
Yeah. Would have been a big.
Yeah.
Their little flag.
But that's way different barbecue. Arkansas has its own. Well, I think in Arkansas, I mean, this would be great for our YouTube listeners. You know, I think in Arkansas, you can find whichever barbecue you like, because a lot of what I feel like we see is like Kansas City, you know, sweet molasses or you know, Memphis, Kansas City flavor, not just, you know, dry rub brisket. You can find North Carolina, East Coast vinegar. Most of our places have like multiple choices of stuff. And we got cheese dip though. Yeah. There's an ongoing argument between Arkansas and Texas of where cheese dip was allegedly, you know, invented or something. It's kind of funny. Pretty much. So I hear we've got one that should be available here in just a couple minutes for us. Anybody need a break or anything, or is everybody good?
Which one do you have coming up? I'm trying to determine if I need to sit over to the side if I can't complete this one or, okay.
Should be 15 minutes.
Okay. Perfect. I said, I'd really like for you to be there. I said, okay. Which she's very non-demanding.
Good morning. I can start, you can start. Okay, in front of you is Alexis Pinuelos. She appeared before the informal committee on August 19th. The committee voted to table her technician registration at that time. And it still remains on file. The condition was that she was to provide board staff with a written documentation that her probation had been completed and that she has been released. And then we would, as staff, be authorized to grant the registration. She also has an intern license. The committee voted to grant the provisional license. That license expires on June 30th. The intern license could be reissued with a new expiration date if she provided the documentation that her probation has been completed. So Ms. Pinuelos sent in the same sort of documentation that's in your tablet. That's the same documentation as you were provided at the informal conference, and talked to Ms. Pinuelos and told her that board staff and board members were looking for some sort of documentation from the courts or court personnel that she had completed the probation. She indicated that she called and they could not provide a document. So she's resubmitted what you've already seen and what's in your packet under tab 4 for your consideration. And since it's different than what you all asked for, we brought her back for you to review and see if this documentation is sufficient.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good. How are
Good.
you?
Okay, you want to give us a review on what happened and what's happened since?
A review of what I've done, like after the
What got you
incident.
here? A review of what got you here, and then an update on what has happened since then.
Well, I got a misdemeanor back in 2020, and I was given like a 3-year probationary period from the state of California, and it's a type of informal probation, so it's not a type of probation where you need to check in with an officer. And in the state of California, once you complete your informal probation, it kind of, as long as you stay out of trouble, like it's done. And so I called the Superior Court of Alameda and I asked for the written documentation. And they said that they don't provide that for informal probations, especially like for adults. They would only provide it for juveniles. And there was no type of documentation that I can obtain whatsoever, except the documentation that I already provided. And in it, if you look through all the conditions of their probation, one of them is that I had to like pay a fine to Alameda. And then I had to complete a program, and the DMV certification that I completed is there also.
Okay, well, can you give us a review of what got you to being on probation? What happened?
That I made a mistake, several years ago, and I learned from it.
And that mistake was, what I'm trying to get you to do is verbalize what happened.
That I got a misdemeanor DUI.
And what did you do to get the misdemeanor?
I operated a motor vehicle under the influence.
Okay. And you've completed all the things that the law asked you to do?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And what have you been doing since then?
I got admitted into a pharmacy school here, and I've been a student, and I've just been working on that recently. But before that, like, I used to work as an associate scientist immediately after that incident, and I did that for a couple of years.
Okay.
And if I could interject, the document does show she pled guilty to 3 years probation and she entered her plea on May 11th, 2022. So math-wise, she's probably correct, but the board asked, or the committee asked for some sort of documentation saying she's completely done, and we don't have that.
That's pretty standard to not, I don't guess we know.
I don't know, because it's another state. It wouldn't be a problem doing it in Arkansas, but I mean, she made a phone call and they said they couldn't do it. I don't have anything. That she's probably right, but it's different than what you guys wanted when you saw her before. So that's why she's back.
How's school going?
It's going well.
Doing good?
Mhm.
And no issues since you've been here in school or since we talked last, as far as no arrests, no getting in trouble, anything like that?
Absolutely not.
You'll have a California driver's license?
Yes, I do. I'm in the process of getting an Arkansas license.
And what level are you in school at this point?
I just completed my first year.
Okay, great.
I think she's in a situation now that, for the staff, we couldn't sign off on it without the form. If we'd gotten a form, we'd sign off on it. But she is basically asking to have an unrestricted intern license because she needs to be able to do her IPPs this summer. They have 2 sessions, one of which would be right now. I'm assuming you're probably in the second IPP session.
Yes, I'm part of the second session, but also if I'm not able to obtain a student intern license, I would no longer be able to be a student at UAMS.
Okay. Does anyone have any more questions?
So she's essentially completed the non-formal probationary period. She wasn't able to provide the documentation back that we requested.
Yes. Okay. That's our best understanding.
I mean, I think given that the time has passed, we've attempted to get the documentation, but we don't have it, but we the time has passed. I would make a motion to approve.
I would second that motion.
So we have a motion and a second. Do we accept her internship? Okay, any further discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passes. So good luck and go forth and do well.
Thank you so much, everybody.
For emergency.
Good morning.
Go ahead and have a seat, and what we'll do, we'll have you, if you want to tell the board who both of you are, and then I'll go over a couple things procedurally and we'll get started.
Okay. My name is Fawn Damron, and I'm pharmacy school.
Okay. And who you have with you?
This is my friend Michelle Johnson.
Okay, Michelle. And Michelle, if you want to at any point say anything to the board, by all means, just be sure if you hit the push button, it'll turn green, or you can grab her mic, and that way we'll be sure that everybody can hear you. Fawn, I'm John Kirtley. I'm director of the Board of Pharmacy. I know we've spoken on the phone briefly in the past, so good to see you in person. in this situation, just kind of letting you know who you're speaking with. On this side of the table, we're staff members here at the Board of Pharmacy. Myself, Dr. Brenda McCready, who's our Assistant Director. Ms. Bales will be back in a moment, who is our attorney and legal counsel. On the other side of the table, we have 7 of our board members here today with their name tags in front of them. Specifically, and I'll pass this down, Ms. Dameron is here today requesting a chance to take round 3 of our jurisprudence exam. She did round 1 back in December and then did round 2. And then she's taken a little bit of time away from school, straightened some stuff out. And we had had an open-ended opportunity for whenever she was prepared to come back and request permission to take round 3. So that's what she's here for today. So I think they'll have some questions for you to talk about that.
Yes, sir.
So you've taken it twice and been unsuccessful. What would you, in trying to self-reflect about the exam, what is it? Is it the type of question? Is it the content? What's given you the most trouble that you can assess?
First, I say I have a little bit rough situation about my life, and when the first time I attended, I was very sick, and I just don't feel so well. I tried to study a lot, but I just cannot focus and comprehensive when I take the first time. But
Take your time.
and second time I take it, my dad had heart attack that time, so I a little bit like upset and worried too much. And my mom keep calling. I need someone to comfort her and talk. And she feels so lonely because all the kids leave the house, only her alone. So I just cannot study at all that much because all emotion and help my mom out. But actually, I cannot help much. And then I know my dad cannot just last longer than that. So I just use the time to on the phone with my dad and to make sure everything's fine, but he passed away right after. So I should try my best and first time, but I just cannot comprehend it all at all. And then family issue, and then I tried, but I just go to the book and the law, go over and over, but I don't think my mind were there and ready for it. I almost thinking call the board and ask for about taking later, but I'm not sure I can do that or not. I just try my best first and see where I'm at, and I get experience for that. And maybe I learn get better for second times, but second time I still cannot do it because emotion and thinking about my parent, and I'm just by myself here, and I really want to see him so bad in my family, but I have no chain for it. So I just really, I don't say I'm not focused on, but more I try, but my mind wasn't there. But I know my job, you have to be sure what the law I can do and safety for patient, but I think I need the time more repair, but I'm sorry to not perform very well that time when I did not really stable in my mind to do it.
And I apologize, I may have missed this. Are you currently a student in pharmacy school?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here in Arkansas?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Fawn, I can reassure you on one thing, because I can tell you that everybody at this table has had some traumatic life experiences. And I think that, one good thing is that you have an opportunity to take some time, I think, before you have to take this again, because I think right now you're potentially on schedule for rotations next spring. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So there's you have a little bit different time frame where you're not under pressure to absolutely have to do it in the next few days or in the next couple of weeks or something like that. And I think, please correct me if I misspeak, but I think when you and I talked before, I think English is your third language.
In my second language.
Was there something like for some stuff, when you think in English, you speak, or you think Vietnamese, is it Dutch or something to English?
Yes, I born in Vietnam and then I grew up in Switzerland.
Yeah.
And then I come to US. So you already know the law, every country different, and where I grew up is different too.
Well, and I think I'm saying this as a compliment to you. I know how much difficulty I have trying to speak a little bit of a foreign language very badly, like je parle un peu français très mal. Like I speak a little bit of French very badly, but I'm also not trying to translate from, another language through all that in technical jargon.
Okay, this is how I study. I understand it because the exam question in the book, it should be the law, have to be correct way to understand it. So that how when you just do it in operation on the pharmacy, you have to know exactly what you're doing in correct way. So when I study, I'm not translate that English to different language. I use a similar word and the way easy understand explain the word.
Yeah.
It's not just different language. That's why my friend here to help me out because we've studied together and I always ask her what it is in American way, in American mean, and when talking.
And I know for our test as well as others, it is just legal jargon is very difficult to understand some of the very specific instances of it. So I know you've seen a couple of instances of our test. Do you have some opportunities since you've got time to go back and re-listen to the law course again this fall or something?
Yes, I did. And also, when you asked me to want me to let school know about it so they can help me out, yes, I did.
Okay.
And I reached out to professor. I did talk. And so because I cannot review the exam, so I don't know which one is my wizard or not. So I did talk with Dr. O'Brien about that. So she opened the court for me so I can look over the material over again. But I already have all material. I just go over and make sure exactly every single law I understand what to do and change different ways study and take more time for it when I feel a little bit better.
And I can tell you, I've administered and reviewed this test for a long time here. And, there are some things when it's a very specific fact, like your scheduled drugs, you've got all that down. Like, what schedule a drug is in. It gets more complicated than when you are presented with a question like, does a nurse practitioner have the ability to prescribe this many days of a drug? Because it's what schedule is the drug, what is their authority, and how many days is it? It's a compound question. So I think where the struggle I see on this is if it's a compound question, it's a little bit more difficult to me to translate of the idiocy and idiosyncrasies of the complex English language to make sense.
So it sounds like we're addressing a couple of issues. One, just things that are going on in life. And so not speaking officially for the board, but I think if we were to, consider giving you another chance, that there certainly would be time for you to be able to prepare and take the exam at a time that is, things are less stressful going on. As far as preparing for content, it sounds like that trying to take it as it's written in legalese and then translate it into a language that is meaningful to you and then bringing it back. I'm not sure that this would be something that I would advocate for in the classroom, but I think this is a little bit different setting. It may be that if you could take, and let me ask you this, John, our rules as appearing on the board, are they in a Word format or are they a PDF?
They are a PDF and they.
And are they optical character recognition?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can control that.
Okay.
Phrasing.
What you might consider doing, and this is putting AI to use in a way that's meaningful for you, is it could be that you could take and download the documents from our rules on the website and translate them into a language that is meaningful for you. Now, recognizing that part of that is going to be some of the legal stuff. But if it helps you to understand, the content from the perspective of those things that are important for you to know, it may just help that taking it from the format that it's in and let it translate for you. Now, it may be that you can do that just as well. I don't know. I'm just offering that as a suggestion. Are there any concerns or problems that you've had in terms of the types of questions, whether it's true, false, or the K-type questions?
Yes, I have really true false version. It get me really bad on that one. When I read it, true false, it just, a lot of people say get 50-50. I did not guess in person. I better know or not know. If like some class, it just like pass, but this is not just pass. It's just like based line on my hand. I better know that correct or not correct. I don't like guessing question. But when I read it, if I don't get it, that means I need to study again or do something. But I did not sit there and guessing and maybe true, maybe false. When I say maybe, that means no. With me, yes, of course, I love to pass the test so I can be forward to move. But I concern on the safety for patient first, more than just pass the test.
Well, let me give you maybe some tips just on test taking. So on the true false questions, try to avoid as best you can reading anything into the question. You read the question and sometimes you say, well, it could be true if this were the case, but it could be false if that were the case. And so if the question doesn't contain a condition, try not to add one. Simply back up and read the question for what it says. Read the question and interpret it basically with the words that are in the question. Okay? And then answer the question as best you can that way. Now, as far as some of the K-type questions, which those are the type questions where you have a question and then it has answer A, answer B, answer C, answer D, those are your options. And then the answer go on to say, okay, is it A and B, or is it A, B, and C, or A, C, and D, or whatever? Treat those, each of those answers like a true, false question. Does this option fulfill the question, yes or no? And if it does, then that applies. And just ask each one of them, and then it just simply go back and, okay, which ones did I select? And that's your answer. So sort of break that question down. It's supposed to be a higher order question. I think it's just a series of questions that are being asked at the same time. Do you have a tendency to go back and change your answer?
Yes, I do that a lot.
All right, now.
Tell you not to do that.
Yes, you
Now,
did.
I'm going to ask you to make me a personal promise. That the next time that you take this exam, assuming that we give you the opportunity to do that, go through, because it's a pencil and paper exam, go through, and if you know the answer, mark it. But if you don't know the answer and you say, well, it could be A or it could be B, and I'm not sure, I want to think about it, don't choose an answer. Leave it alone. Go through, finish the rest of the exam, come back to those questions that you're not sure about. Now, once you've arrived at the point that, okay, this question, I'm going to answer B, and that's your intention, answer it and leave it alone. And then when you go back at the end, and I do encourage this, to go back at the end to make sure that you've transcribed all your answers properly. If they're essay, of course, that you've added everything that you wanted to say. But make sure that the answers that you intend to give are the ones that you've marked. Now, if you happen to see that you mismarked one, is like, I intended to answer A, but I accidentally marked B, certainly change that one. But don't change anything else. Don't change your answer, because more times than not, when you go back and change your answer, you change it to one that is not correct. So those are just some test taking tips. Now, during the summer, is your faculty available that perhaps that they could give you to sit down and meet with you and go over the rules and regulations, including controlled substances, and help you to refresh from the course that you took back in the fall?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So my also other thing is I don't have a lot of experience for this pharmacy. I just get to school. That's how I start everything from scratch. It's just like hard for me understand, because where I come from, I don't take medication or thing, and I'm pretty much come here and I think this about interesting because my background is chemistry, and I say this really interesting, and also this my passion too. And I just come in here and I say, well, maybe it was shot. Maybe this is my career end up. So when I will be one, and I will rotation at Walmart. I had offer for that. That's how I start working and I start understand more. That how, you don't know, just get out there and get some experience. That means you will learn something. I love to learn and I work. More I work in the pharmacy there, I have a lot of questions. So that's how they help me out. During this summer, so I go back to work, and I know my role is intern. So that means I have changed to work around a lot of pharmacies. So I can have ask a question, and they know more than me a lot. So everything I'm asking, they help me out. I take note for it. And some kind in the law part are not clear, and they have license already. Of course, they know more than I know. So I ask people around to help me out to study, and they really helpful and help me out much. And in very honest way, I did tell my boss I didn't make it. So I'd rather be honest and someone really helping me more than to lie and hide it. So I don't know. I would say don't know. And that's how I reach out and ask for help. So when I study and work, it really helped much understand more.
I think that working in a pharmacy is one of the biggest helps to actually connect how all of this works. It reminds me, I have had someone tell me before, it's pretty hard to learn how to swim unless you get in the water. And, you can talk about concepts all day long, but in work, you actually see, the work of having to apply it, which is a much easier way for me to learn.
Yeah, when I go there, like inventory, I say, I got it. The book say inventory, what it do. And then I say, okay, I understand C2, but what kind C2, what the control? And like when you look up on prescription, the doctor send in, okay, this either nurse practitioner, PA, how much you spend, how much. I understand book study when you practice is very different, but you have to be interact to get experience and learn about it.
So how are you doing in other classes? I mean, taking tests and that kind of thing.
I say I change my answers a lot, so I have that issue, and I tried to do that and stop it. But other class I do well.
the comments or questions? So the question becomes, do we want to give Vaughn the opportunity to take this exam again? But I would, with the encouragement that it be at a time that you're less stressed in life and that you're not pressed in to do something at a time that's difficult to focus.
I'd make a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Dr. Boone and a second by Dr. Newsom. Are there any other discussion, any comments, any questions you want to ask of this young lady? Hearing none, then all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes carry it. We'd like to give this lady an opportunity to take the exam again.
So Fawn, the good news for you is we're ready whenever you're ready. We're not pressing you of when it needs to be. Take your time, pick when the time is right and let us know and we'll make it available to you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming with her as well.
Oh, and I've got something I want to say. What are you doing to relax? How do you de-stress?
I love to cook and I
Okay.
like hiking.
Okay,
And I have my little garden
there you go.
and buy soup.
So you get outside and you do different things?
Yes, before I have hard time, that's what I do. You know, sometimes I just like award myself after I have good grade in exam. I say, let's buy the pair of shoes or maybe
Oh,
go to
okay,
the garden or
okay,
something.
okay. Well, just want to make sure that you were getting out in fresh air, sunshine, enjoying life.
Thank you so
That'll
much.
make your work life and your school life so much better.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, well, where's the sauce?
Yeah. V means volcano.
So is it on or do we have to push every time? On or do we have to push every time?
Green means go.
We're good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you ladies want to tell the board who you are, and I'll go over a couple procedural issues.
I'm Shannon Haywood, from Rector Downtown Drug. Marianne Levering from Rector Downtown Drug.
And I'm John Kirtley. I'm the director of the board. On this side of the table, we are staff members, myself, Dr. McCready, Ms. Bales is our attorney and legal counsel. And then on the other side of the board, we have 6 of our pharmacy board members here who are kind of decision makers today. I think this one has hit kind of recently. I don't know. Did you guys send in paperwork on it? Do we have it on our pad? Okay, yeah, tab 5. I didn't have it printed, so I knew it was around here somewhere. We're here today because these ladies are asking to be able to do a central fill. And when I say central fill, we have people that say, I want to do one little aspect of this, but what I generally say is when we encourage people to ask for central fill, it's you're wanting to be able to do offsite order entry and review from one location, potentially fill at the other location. With central fill, we're fairly agnostic as to which direction that goes or who's doing what, as long as we can track it in the system. So got your policies and procedures. I have a couple of questions that I think will help, that are questions the board staff and the board are always going to have. Number one, what software system are you using?
We're using Pioneer.
Okay. Pioneer is a pretty good answer because we all are fairly familiar with how capable Pioneer is of connecting and also delineating the specific steps of the prescription. process. And the other thing is, so you're using a rapid pack machine, and that's the M&M packs for multi-dose is the way that I think of it. It's a string of them. And you're wanting to basically be able to help your patients with MedSync processes and stuff to, and I can't remember which store is it at?
So it's at the Rector store.
Okay. So to be able to use it and fill those prescriptions for MedSync when you get patients lined up at Rector and send it back to the other store for patient pickup or specific delivery straight from there.
Yes.
What have I missed?
So, those items are quite costly.
Oh, yeah.
So we are owners of both stores. I have Rector Downtown Drug and Piggott Pharmacy. And so we're just looking to be able to utilize one machine instead of having to purchase a $200,000-$300,000 machine
And
for both locations.
that's probably what I have missed is to be able to do central fill along this, you either have to have common ownership or contractual relationship. And for you, it's a common ownership issue. So there's no argument about one corporation with the money. It's very easy for you to have
And I
that.
work at both stores.
Yeah. What questions do you guys have? We've done these several times and this line aligns with what we've done in the past to allow this type of activity, but they have to come in and tell you in case there's other problems or questions. We don't have any active investigations going on the store.
Sorry, I'm checking my Arkansas geography, just, so you're up around northeast Arkansas.
So we're in the Boot Hill area.
Yeah, like real close to Missouri.
Like 10 minutes.
Okay. If no further discussion, I'd like to make a motion that we approve their central field request.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And so the board is approving you for this. We will put a note to that effect in your file. This also approves you so that if you're getting killed at one location and the other location is a little bit slower, you can also log in and do offsite order verification of orders or entry to help process things. Like it gives you some workload balancing, even if it's not a prescription that's going through your rapid pack machine.
Okay.
So when we do central fill, we add that in knowing that if you're going to get a prescription for pharmacy A that's filled at B, you're already doing offsite order entry in some way, but it could also help the pharmacies reverse that situation. And if there's something that happens that you go, the machine would really be better served if we put it in this pharmacy than that pharmacy, you can switch pharmacies and still do that same interchange.
Good, thank you. Perfect.
That's all.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for coming in.
We'll drop back. Thanks.
They're just glad they got the day off.
I don't know, it's the 3rd.
Yeah, well, that's true. So Ashley, that's all we have before lunch, correct? Guys, we're good for a break. We may be good till 1 o'clock. If not, I'll let you guys know that we got to meet at 12:45. We may have resolved at least one 12:45 issue. Thank you, guys.